All right, our final day of a geometry and data review for this week. We're going to look at this first question. It says, find the median, mode, and range of the following stem and leaf plot. Remember, the very first thing that we're always going to do with the stem and leaf plot is we're going to order these numbers out. They're already least to greatest for us. Writing them out is going to make it a lot easier. So I've got 41, 52, 57, 58, 65, 66, 70, 75, 78, 78, 78. I'm going to go on to the next row here. Then I have 80, 80, and 95. So you've seen it in every video so far. Every single video, the very first thing I do is mode, because that is by far the easiest. The mode is the number that shows up the most. So if I'm just looking at this, I can tell up here, but I can really see it down here that my number that occurs the most is 78. 78 is the mode. The range, I just have to do 95 minus 41. This is an easy one. You should know that 5 minus 1 is 4, and 9 minus 4 is 5. So the range is 54. The median is the one people struggle with by far the most. So let's make sure we are crossing off one at a time, or two at a time from the outside. So I'm just taking off the outermost one each time. I've got two numbers in the middle. Anytime you have an even amount of numbers, you're going to have two. So I've got 70 and 75. You might already know what's right in between those, but if not, remember, we're going to add those. And I get 145, and then we're going to divide that by 2. We're basically just finding the average of those two numbers. And we know that 2 goes into 14 7 times, which is exactly 14. I bring down a 5, and 2 goes into 5 twice, which is 4. When I get a 1, I'm not done yet because I don't want a remainder. I'm going to add a decimal, a 0, and then we know 2 goes into 10 5 times. So our median is 72.5. So there's our answers for those. Make sure on median that you are lining those numbers up. If there's 2 in the middle, make sure you add them and divide by 2. Okay, our word of the day today is fan, because it's hot outside and I currently have a fan on right now. We're going to look at the area of this shape below. This shape, because it has 3 sides, is a triangle. Any shape that has 3 sides is a triangle. So my formula is 1/2 base times height. And remember, your base and height are going to form a right angle, which is right down there. So here's my height, here's my base. So it's a little easier, and we're going to go ahead and plug that in. Just to keep it simple, remember we always multiply. I always teach y'all to multiply these two first, just so you don't ever go out of order or anything. So 24 times 7. I know 7 times 4 is 28. And I know 7 times 2 is 14. And 14 plus 2 is 16, is 168. Do not forget this half. This is the biggest mistake we make right here. So to take half, I'm just going to do 168 divided by 2. And 2 goes into 16 8 times. And then I bring down my 8, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So my answer is 84 inches squared. Sorry, my pen's messing up a little bit. 84 inches squared is my final answer there for that. Make sure on area problems you are following the correct formula. Again, here is your word of the day. Let us know if you have any questions.